Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. Today we are back with another player analysis. In your life, you might be doing multiple things at the same time. I, as a student, was doing YouTube on the side. Hence, another player that we are analyzing today is a player who's multidimensional. He can play both on the left and he can play on the right as well. Before we talk about this player, I want to talk about a special guest who's back on this channel to help us analyze this specific player. But before I introduce him as well, I have a small message for all you guys out there. Please keep subscribing to the channel. Please keep commenting below as well, and please keep supporting as we are here bringing out great content for you guys, making sure that we inform all the people out there with the right content, with the right information, as well as with the right energy as well. So keep subscribing, keep supporting us as we build the channel in the years to come, hopefully. Okay, before I keep rambling about, let me just introduce the guest for today. How are you, Arush?
I'm doing great, Suchit. It's been fun that the Euros have begun, so we've got good prospects, good underdog teams so always a good night that we have where we analyze three matches and it's always fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the fact that Premier League got over, and then we have the Euros in like almost immediately with the transfer window opening as well, with a lot of news coming in, either from agents or from random ITKs on Twitter, or like some people just to get all the clicks and interactions. You know who? Here we go. Anyways, the player that we want to discuss about today is Nico Williams. I know for a fact that you're very, very interested in him. I know for a fact that you are very excited about him. So I'll give you the stage. Talk us about Nico Williams. Yeah, the stage is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Nico Williams burst into light in the 2022-23 season when we heard him play for Bilbao with his brother Inaki Williams. So his impressive performances for Bilbao back then, playing as a right winger, got him an international debut for Spain, where he played for Spain. With Arsenal lacking reliable cover on right wing and reliable cover at left wing and also a backup at right wing, Nico is a stand name in the market that we can bounce upon. So generally speaking, Nico Williams is a winger that is double-footed, like you already said, plays on both wings. He's known for his flary dribbling skills, his overall speed, and also the aesthetic nature that he has, his light body fit that he is, and how he makes his way from wide areas, getting into the box, attacking the box, getting shot creation actions, all of that. So there's no doubt he's regarded as one of the best young dribblers when it comes to the left wingers, to the right wingers, to what they can bring to his side. So something about Nico Williams is that he carefully crafts his move. Very often beats to play a cross inside, or even get into the box himself, or get closer to fancy a shot from the box. So it might not be the most ambitious of dribbles that he brings out, but it obviously leads to a very high shot creation action. What I like about him is his dribbling attributes. He makes the most of the overlapping and underlapping runs to find the pockets of spaces and exploit the openings that open up to him. And he can play a key pass, or he can just keep dribbling, and he just get to the ball, get close to the box and play a pass inside. So his close control and directness is something very unique from the other uh, young dribblers that we have coming through the ranks, because Nico Williams is always intent worthy. He wants to make the right action at the right time. That can often lead to good amount. It could lead to making of fouls into good areas. It could lead to more offensive play, which is good for a side that would want to dominate position and get the most of transitional actions. So Nico Williams is ambipedal. Nico Williams is ambipedal, obviously. So his that's a massive plus point when it comes to attacking in a game, which is in a game state where he could make moves from his favorite right foot, but he likes to carry from his favorite left. So it helps Arsenal make it makes himself actually accelerate comfortably with the ball at either feet. So he does this with a very good center of gravity that he has. Not the most physical profiles that you'd expect, but how mobile he is, he can actually hold the balance and get through tight spaces. So that is something very beneficial that Nico Williams has.
Right. I mean, as a player as a player, as just a student of the game or someone who's very interested in the game, I know Nico Williams because of that great, a family playing on the pitch. That is him and his brother playing together, lifting the Super Copa. Was it the Super Copa that Bilbao won, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, yeah, where he came and scored the winner in the extra time.
Exactly. Like I think that was. I know the headlines. I know a few compilations, but I do not know the depth of it. So I'm genuinely very interested about it. But every player has his like great moments, great strengths. But what are his weaknesses when it comes with his age or the fact that he's still a very young and upcoming player. He's not yet a starter for Spain as well. So yeah, he must be having some weaknesses that still needs a lot of working upon. Like, what are his weaknesses?
So if you talk about his age, he's obviously very young, which talks about him being very inexperienced getting into the game. So he often get casual during patches of play where you see him lose the ball quite often and make very unproductive actions, I'll say, that don't actually result in anything, or losing out the ball, or just trying to be too optimistic in winning a dribble, but he actually loses the ball and not actually track back. But as good of a ball striker he is, he actually lacks the cutting edge in finishing. You'll see him dribble through 3-4 players and fancy a shot himself, which might just go above, and it doesn't make sense at times.
Okay.
He's got, but he needs to stay composed while having the ball, and to pull off a finish that is quite worthy of the dribble that he did just a couple of moves behind. So he of course needs refinement in some aspects, but these are all coachable because he's quite young and he's playing in a Bilbao side that is actually not the most favorite to win the La Liga, and they still do. So it comes with age, comes with the right set of coaches, the right set of environment, and he'll get better.
Right. When you said about the fact, how he dribbles well, at the same time may not have the right shot in him or may not make the right decision at that very moment, right? It kind of reminded me of the fact that when Arteta came into the Arsenal, and then all of us were like, why is he not starting Martinelli as many games as possible? Then Arteta said that, okay, Martinelli had only one gear initially, that is just go at it without any knowledge or without any thinking. But now you can kind of see that he can like slow down the game when needed. He can like accelerate when needed. He can take the right shots when needed. Yes, there is a lot of refinement still needed in his game. So you said, and we kind of established for the fact that he's like both footed. So I'm assuming that he could play on the left wing. Let's for a fact assume that Trossard is not part of the picture for now. So how different is Nico Williams when compared to Martinelli?
Yeah, so we do know how Martinelli hasn't been the most optimistic prospect coming from the left wing side this season due to the change in dynamics. You can say that Xhaka's involvement not in the side is also affecting his output overall. Because if you go to see, Martinelli is part of the build-up phase, much more receiving high and wide, which is expected to progress with the ball from such an area, because that isn't what he is all about. We've seen how he can't actually make space from wide areas and expect to create or also carry the ball from such areas, because he's not that type of player. He's someone who's not gotten the chance of box crashing, someone who is a good channel runner, and that has not actually gone on to reflect on his game, because if you go to see the season before this one, he had 15 goal in one wins, which is one of the most by Brazilian, and he's just 20, 21, 22. So
exactly.
This is something that we've seen happen with Martinelli, but Nico Williams is quite different. So if we talk about how he would actually fit into the side, Nico Williams is obviously a natural width holder, and he can stretch the position defenses while playing on either flank. So what he does is he actually attracts bodies, and he could drift inwards, making spaces for overlapping or underlapping runs that we either see from at Arsenal. We see it from the right back, especially Ben White, who does that. So someone like a left back or a right back that we play could benefit from this. So to give you an example, we've seen Nico Williams do this in the first match in the Euros against Croatia, where he played at the left wing. Left back was Cucurella. There were passes being played by Fabian Ruiz into the uh, wide areas. Nico used to get the ball, dribble 1-2 players, make space for Cucurella, who used to come make an overlapping run from left back, play a pass right there, get a cross inside, and then Morata hits the ball. So we've seen like this happen, and which could be transcended into something that Arsenal would also want to do. So something that Arsenal want from their winger is quite indirect pace that they want. You see it with the links to Neto, because Neto is also a good threat that Arsenal would actually aim for. So Nico Williams is someone who's the same. So he could use his pace, getting into half spaces, make cutbacks, get into the interior spaces, and make off the ball movements that could actually benefit both Havertz and Odegaard. Uh, Nico playing wide at left wing could also mean that Bukayo Saka at right wing would get more room coming into the central areas,
right.
where White could actually enter overlap from the right side. Saka could get spaces inside, and he could trademark his left foot curling finish like always. So he's very committed to dribbles. As committed he's to his dribbles, he's also actually a very good press magnet that we call, as he's very relentless in pressing. So his high pressing routine and speed and covering ground, because he's got quite athletic legs that he actually runs so fast to cover ground, that actually excite Arteta, because Arsenal also focus on the pressing routines that we play, because you see Odegaard, who's been always present in a pressing routine that Arsenal play made. 90th minute, 90th minute versus Sheffield United when we were winning 6-0, he's always there. So his competence in 1v1 duels and also pace that he brings, which it would actually make Arsenal's front line very formidable going into next season. So which is why he ranks very high in my books going into next season as a winger choice. And now that we're not signing a centre forward, getting a winger prospect now, going back for a centre forward next season makes the most in my opinion.
Fair. I mean, like, I think we both kind of knew that, a center forward is not a priority this season. It's more like a business opportunity. And to be honest,
Yeah.
Sesko's availability, or no, not availability, like his getting his services. Sorry?
His release clause as well at 55 million was
Exactly. It
something.
was more like a business opportunity for us, where getting that kind of prospect for like that cheap prices. At the same
Yeah.
time, I remember when we both discussed for the fact that he could be played on the left wing if needed. I think getting in Nico Williams, now that you're saying that he's both footed, and like how well he can play on the left side as well, and kind of what he brings differently when compared to Martinelli, is kind of very exciting, to be very fair. Like, going into this recording, I was like, okay, Nico Williams is someone I know who plays really well, but thank you so much for bringing so much information. Like, to be honest, enough excitement in me, at least. I know about the viewers. I hope the viewers are as excited as me after the end of all the explanation that Arush has put in. Yeah, I'm excited. If Arsenal sign a winger or an attacker, I think any Arsenal fan would be interested or very, very excited about it, especially if it's a young prospect. Over the last 3 windows, Arsenal signings have to be around a young prospect who will blossom in like 2-3 years. So yeah, I'm genuinely excited about it, especially if you can bring in a player who has the same quality when rotated with Saka. Because when Saka is rotated, the drop off in quality is just mad. I don't want to name names because he's a Haylander, but when he comes on, you can see the quality drop when Saka has been rotated with him. So yeah, before I end the video, any final words, Arush, regarding Nico Williams or anything in general?
Yeah, so I'd say like keep your eyes on Nico Williams, because he's going to be one of those flary prospects out on the wings that could actually excite any individual watching him, because he's a real entertainer going into the Euros. And if you all actually are someone who would want to intensively read on Nico Williams, I've got a thread ready, which Suchit would obviously put in the description box below.
Definitely, guys. As Arush has said, if you guys are not yet convinced about this specific video, there is definitely a link in the description. Do check it out, where Arush describes in like proper detail, even more detail, regarding how Nico Williams is such a good prospect. in general, as well as how he would fit into the Arsenal. Do let us know in the comment section who else we need to analyze about. We have some more players ready. Yeah, till we see you guys soon, till the very end. Until then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Bye bye. Peace.